Hello, welcome back to Math is Easy, step by step. So, in this particular type of problem, working on a new problem here, it's a word problem, right? A real situation problem in the real world. And so, these word problems can be very, very, very challenging. What I suggest you do is just read through the problem just to get some understanding of the information, which is what I'm going to do with you. Then read through the problem, trying to pick out little pieces of information, highlighting facts and data that you need in order to answer the question. And then finally, read through the question to try to determine what are they asking. Okay, so you need to get those information. And then in the next part 2 video, I will go over with you on how to maybe organize those facts and the data and determine what makes sense in order for you to answer these questions. And sometimes it's just narrowing down the options A, B, C, D, and E to maybe a couple of possible answers and then choosing one of those answers. Me, myself, personally, when I work with word problems on test questions where I'm timed, I have a limited amount of time, I'm going to make sure I do them last, right? I set them aside and I go through and I try to do these test questions last. I'll do the ones that I know how to do, and then I'll guess by using process of elimination, which increase my odds in answering these test questions on an exam. I never, ever, ever on these type of exams ever leave any question unanswered, right? There's no penalty in guessing. So try to keep that in mind. All right. So let's just get started. A store is offering a discount of $5 on a minimum purchase of $25. A customer purchases X identical coffee mugs worth $9 each. The customer writes the equation y equals 9 times x minus 25. Find the net amount given in y for the money to be paid by him being the customer. Okay, which statement is correct? So I'm going to go over these options, and then I'm going to reread the question to try to figure out what we're going to do. All right, so A, the equation is incorrect because 25 should be replaced with 5. B, the equation is incorrect because minus should be replaced with a plus sign. C, the equation is incorrect because 9 times x and 25 should be interchanged. Just means switch places. D, the equation is correct because 25 is the discount. Or E, the equation is correct because 9 times x represents the number of mugs purchased. Now, sometimes when you have these options, you can have multiple A, B, C, D, and E answers that are correct. So what you need to do is choose the best correct answer. For example, E talks about, hey, the equation is correct because 9x, or 9 times x, represents the number of mugs purchased. And that's correct. 9 times x represents the total number of mugs purchased, right? But there's a better answer in here, better option, A, B, C, or D. So let's go through this once again, and I'll read through it, and I'll highlight some really key, valid, important pieces of information. Pardon the shaking. If you've been watching my videos, you understand I'm trying to earn gifts, donations, in order to replace my equipment and get better, more valuable equipment, and I will do that shortly. Okay, so a store is offering a discount of $5, right? So I'm just going to kind of highlight, listen, this is discount. It's $5 discount, right? So the $5 discount. You need to make a minimum purchase of $25 to earn that $5 discount. All right, so a customer purchases X identical coffee mugs, right? So identical, if I can get my tongue out of the way, wow, X represents the identical number of coffee mugs, and they are all $9 each. Okay, so the customer is going to write the equation total number spent, total value, money spent, Y equals $9 times X, which represents the number of coffee mugs, minus the $25, which represents a minimum purchase, right? So we need to understand there's an equation here. Find the net amount, right? So this is what they're asking. Find the net amount, the total amount of money that's represented by Y to be paid by the customer. Here they use a him. It could be him or her, anybody. It's just a description of the customer. I should have wrote customer instead. So you want to go through here. You want to label up the facts. And remember, these are the questions. And if you need to read through, rewind, pause, read through the statement again in order to understand the facts, in order to organize, please do so. It will help you dramatically. All right. So A, the equation is incorrect because 25, which represents the what? The minimum purchase, should be replaced with 5, which represents what? 5 is the discount. Or B, the equation is incorrect because the minus sign should be replaced with the plus sign. C, the equation is incorrect because 9 times X and 25 should be interchanged. That means switch places. D, the equation is correct because $25 is the discount. E, the equation is correct because 9 times X represents the number of mugs purchased. So in a test-taking strategy, you could cross off D, right? Because we know that the equation is not correct because the $25 does not, or excuse me, let me back up. You cross off D because $25 is not the discount, right? $25 is the minimum amount that you have to purchase. The customer has to purchase in order to earn the $5 discount. So just cross off D. You can then go through a process of elimination. I'm going to show you how to organize your values in the next part 2 of the video. Thank you for joining me. Math is easy. Take it step by step.